What's up with the squad? Back with another video. Y'all seeing the title's going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it. Definitely see it. Definitely want to, send, my love, from my family, our love and condolences, to, one of, the National Guard troops. Definitely sad. I'm pretty sure this post right here says National Guardsman Andrew Wolf. He's 24, is still fighting for his life since this happened. It's pretty sad. Check it out right here, Judge Jeannie.
The other guardsman, of course, we still have hope. He's still in critical condition. We are doing everything we can to assist his family and to make sure that they have everything they need during this difficult time for them. We are all praying for Andrew Wolf, again, a 24-year-old taken by total surprise by an individual who made the decision to take a life on Thanksgiving Eve.
Sad.
He did not have that right, and the United States government will prove that.
It's definitely sad. And then, definitely I have to say, this was something, and I say this, people feel, different ways about this. One thing about it, this is amazing to see. I know a lot of people would want, that privacy. Obviously, you have here members of National Guard were spotted praying together outside the D.C. hospital. Me personally, I definitely love to see it. It's like, that 50-50 thing. Definitely love to see it. Love to, that when people are, showing. But there's also a lot of things that, necessarily don't need to be on camera, as you can say. But it definitely is an amazing thing, seeing individuals come together. It's definitely an amazing thing, and I absolutely love it. I truly do. One thing about it, though, this right here, this is a post by Janine, and says here, our hearts and prayers go out to the family of 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom of the National Guard, a hero who volunteered to serve in D.C. on Thanksgiving for people she never met and gave the ultimate sacrifice. May she rest in peace. It is now time to avenge her death and secure justice. And I definitely, love that. I truly do. You got more from, U.S. Attorney. So let's check it out.
Are we going to see an escalation in charges?
Oh, there's no question. First of all, our hearts go out and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of a beautiful 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom who answered the call to serve her nation. And she volunteered, and she ended up being shot ambush style on the cold streets of Washington, D.C. By an individual who will now be charged in the first degree. There are certainly many more charges to come, but we are upgrading the initial charges of assault to in the first degree. And we are hoping that the more information we can get and the more investigation that is going on 24/7 now, around the clock in Washington, the more we will find out about what actually happened in terms of this individual even being in this country and being in a position to ambush and shoot down an innocent young woman who was doing her duty to the people of this country.
Definitely. It's definitely a sad situation. I was actually talking to my nana about this yesterday, and it's definitely a sad situation, just being the simple fact, y'all, that this happened right before, and mind y'all, I hate that this has happened. Regardless, whether it's before Christmas, before Thanksgiving, I'm talking about it all. It's definitely a sad situation. But right before, obviously, before Thanksgiving, having it being Christmas right around the corner is definitely sad. And I truly sending my love and condolences, to the family. But you got to hear, post says, Elissa Slotkin suggested a few days ago that the National Guard will randomly, obviously, start taking shots, at Americans. Check it out right here, y'all.
Look at these videos coming out of places like Chicago. It makes me incredibly nervous that we're about to see people in law enforcement, people in uniform military, get nervous, get stressed, shoot at American civilians. It is a very, very stressful situation for these law enforcement and for the communities on the ground. So it was basically a warning to say, like, if you're asked to do something, particularly against American citizens, look at these videos.
Wow. It's sickening. I'm not even gonna lie. It's definitely sickening. Definitely sad, that this obviously has happened. Like I've said. One thing about it, I was waiting on, somebody to, come out and say much about it. And, obviously, Judge Janine had, this question asked, what is your message for elected officials like Senator, Elissa Slotkin, that said that our National Guard was, obviously terrorizing. And how I feel about it, I'm not even gonna lie. I truly, absolutely love, and I greatly support and thank President Trump for what he's doing. I know y'all seen the post from, I believe, 2 days ago that 500, additional National Guardsmen will be in, D.C. and around those areas, and I truly support it because there is crime going on everywhere. Rather if it's on, the U.S. citizens, rather if it's, towards National Guard, police officers, these agents. I feel like it's definitely something that's needed, definitely, in these high crime cities. And it's sad to say that this has happened. I'm not even gonna lie. Check it out.
Madam Attorney, what is your message to elected officials like Senator Dick Durbin and Senator Elissa Slotkin that said that our National Guard was terrorizing American cities, that predicted that it would be the National Guard that would shoot innocent Americans, and many more horrific comments such as that?
It outrages me. And, there's a part of me that thinks
Definitely.
that the left is disappointed that the National Guard didn't shoot someone.
Wow.
But the truth is that this left.
And honestly, I don't want to stop her there, but that right there, I'm not even gonna lie. It in a sense, it makes sense. In a sense, it makes sense. I'm not even gonna lie. In a sense, it does make sense. Like, I feel as if because this didn't happen and they didn't do that, it's actually sad that she has to say that they're disappointed that that obviously didn't happen. But it just goes to show you on all the things that President Trump has put in place and that things are going right. And they're trying their best. They're literally trying their best to cause a lot of chaos when it comes to these things. It's definitely sad.
Progressive nonsense is nothing more than fueling the flame of division in this country. People should be grateful that the President of the United States has taken crime so seriously in this country that he is bringing in our law enforcement partners so that we can protect the innocent citizens. Look, I am the United States Attorney in the District of Columbia. We had the 4th highest homicide rate in the nation 2 years ago, and the president made the decision to protect the people of the district. Now homicides are down 60%, robberies are down 50%, carjackings are down 74%, and the left wants to complain about it. They should thank God that President Trump is the president, that he cares enough about the people of this country to fight the criminals and protect the innocent people. And let me say,
And I truly love, and I believe, this right here is definitely something that I will continue to support. I will continue to love because this is something that, the United States obviously need. There's a lot of crime in, these, especially in these major cities. I'm not even gonna lie. There's crime going on pretty bad, when it comes down to even, not even trying to be funny, Indianapolis. I know a lot of y'all, don't know, obviously where I'm from, but Indianapolis, even there's a lot of crime that's going down, and it's definitely sad, and I truly, would love, I absolutely would love, to see, even the National Guard, coming here in Indianapolis and other places. Because it is needed. I mean, especially something like this. I feel like even with, the whole Charlie Kirk situation, this is something I've seen, people on the left, laugh and joke about, the things that's going on. It's definitely sad, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. It's definitely sad, and it's definitely sickening. Right here, I'm not even gonna lie. This is one of the things right here, on how people continue to question and say ignorant things. Check it out.
Set with the president believing that the National Guard members should not even have been there if it were not for the executive order.
I don't even want to talk about whether they should have been there. We ought to kiss the ground and thank God that the president said it's time to bring in more law enforcement to make sure that a city that had the 4th highest homicide rate in the country was that violence was quelled. I'm not even going to go there.
Exactly. And so many people have been saying that. I've been seeing people post online. I didn't even have family members. Oh, well, if President Trump didn't have them there, this wouldn't have happened, and blah, blah, this. Okay, so my thing is, and my argument with this, since people want to say that, okay, what's to say, I've seen plenty of people, even in Chicago, have these targets, against police officers or off-duty police officers. So what do you have to say about that? I mean, there's these things that's definitely... Obviously, when you're having these places, police, it needs more policing, is what I'm saying. It needs definitely more policing and bringing out National Guard. And I shouldn't even really be explaining this because people know. People definitely know. It's just sickening that you have people that are truly, truly, truly just being ignorant when it comes to stuff like this. And it's sad. I'm telling y'all. Check it out from President Trump.
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place.
Exactly.
If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go. We were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision. And we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake. But they were incompetent, yeah.
I truly agree. I definitely truly agree, and I feel like this is the exact reason on why I feel as if it needs to be more policing everywhere. Like I'm not even gonna lie, because it definitely is sickening. Make sure y'all stay tuned for my next video. Definitely, again, it has a lot to do with what I'm talking about. You're having different individuals from these different countries, and they're literally messing up, even more than it has been when it comes to the United States. And it's truly sad. It doesn't even make it any better when you have people, excuse me, when you're having people on the left, that are inciting violence, and I'm telling y'all, man, this is something that I truly, and I know hate is a strong word, but I truly hate it because, they're trying their best. They're literally trying their best to make President Trump look bad. But one thing about it is that, President Trump administration, Trump supporters, and the people that have that common sense, we're going to continue to spread that positivity and do what we need, to get out the truth and, keep moving forward. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.